What's up, everybody? I'm Bear with BearIndependent.com. I wanted to come to you today and talk to you about CPS. What do you do when CPS comes knocking at your door? Now, right now, with the quarantine that's going on worldwide, but especially here in the United States, there's a lot of talk of child protective services potentially being weaponized against people, and in some instances being weaponized against people. When you add that in with contact tracing that's being proposed and being funded, contact tracers being trained this red hot minute, what do we do? What do we do when CPS comes knocking at your door? Now, I am not a lawyer, and this is not legal advice. This is data that has been compiled by our researchers, the Dance Monkeys, using open source information, and this is in no way a recommendation for you. What this is perhaps some useful data. Okay? Now, let's come in over here and talk about quarantine and CPS, Child Protective Services. There are fears circulating about CPS coming to take away children because of health concerns due to the pandemic and/or backlash from the government in response to order violations. What can you do to protect your family if CPS comes knocking? In early May 2020, Lindsey Graham, not the useless senator, an Oregon salon owner, had CPS sent to her home after she reopened in the face of state restrictions. The nanny did not answer questions and turned them away. The agent later returned, interviewed the parents and children individually in separate rooms, and searched the home, after having the mother lift the toilet seats and open the fridge. This situation got out of her control, and it could have gone south due to a few key mistakes. Thursday, 7 May, she got a call from the nanny. She told Breitbart News Sunday, quote, "As soon as I went to work, a DHS officer came to my home and tried to speak to her, and she said, quote, 'I don't feel comfortable answering any questions for you. I think you need to call the homeowner,' end quote." So DHS basically stopped by my house, and they said they had some claims against me and my family about our home being unfit, end quote. Now, as a note, this nanny did a great job. On Monday, May 11th, 4 days later, the agent returned. In Graham's own words, quote, "The CPS agent came back to my home, and my intention was, great, let's let this guy in and let him see what a great, loving, clean, and happy home we have, so he'll just kind of get out of here. He interviewed myself and my husband in separate rooms. He interviewed my 6-year-old son in a separate room, and he searched our home. He made me lift up toilet seats and open our fridge. None of this is warranted. These are all bogus claims," end quote, Graham said. "Our home," quote, "our home is completely safe and always has been, so this is definitely some kind of vendetta, sending a government agency after my family," end quote. So where did she go wrong? She allowed the agent into her home and helped him according to his demands. She actively chose to hand over the control of the situation to a stranger representing a government agency. So, what to do before CPS shows up at your door? If appropriate, prepare your children for the gravity of such a situation. Would include teaching them what is and what is not acceptable treatment from an adult and what to do about it. For example, to protect their safety and hold their ground during one-on-one investigations with an authority figure. And 2, how to respond to certain questions accurately, understanding the context of a CPS visit. For example, does your parent touch you? The child might be thinking of hugs, tickle, fights, high fives, etc., and answers yes. Well, obviously, as adults, we see the connotation there, but the child may not. And that could just be grist for the mill when CPS tries to build a case against you. What to do when CPS shows up at your door? Record the entire interaction. If legal, do it secretly so as not to enrage the agent. Require CPS to record any child interrogation. Bring your own recorder in case the agent loses his. Be polite and calm, but not too helpful. Do not let CPS into your home. Ask what the charges are. They are required by law to give details of the accusation at first contact. They are required by law to give details of the accusation at first contact. Ask for an attorney and say as little as possible. Have a doctor you trust. Give a thorough physical exam of your child, and write a letter stating that no bruises, marks, or health concerns were found, etc. Never go to a CPS recommended doctor. Have friends, family, co-workers, pastors, etc. write letters stating what a good parent you are according to their observations. Be prepared in case your children are ultimately removed from your home. Gather names of friends and family who are willing and able to care for your children if CPS manages to remove them from your home. They are required by law to place them with family or friends before placing them in foster care. Never, under any circumstances, admit to something, even if they are pressuring you or bribing you with your children. You will likely be lied to and threatened. The agent does need a warrant. Even if the agent has armed officers present, they still don't have any right to enter your home. They need a warrant. It is important to note that if you refuse to allow CPS into your home, or see or speak with your children, or just flat out ignore them, they will likely take you to civil court to get a judge to order you to participate in the investigation. If you are being harassed without a warrant and CPS still decides to attempt to take you to court, this exposure could be good for your family, as it will bring to light the injustice of your situation. This also affords you extra time to prepare legally, practically, and psychologically. Shout out to the Dance Monkeys for putting this together. This is excellent research. I hope that this is a blessing to you. And if you enjoy these little vignettes, these one-sheeters, what to do, please let us know down in the comments. What more would you like to see us talk about as far as what to do line by line? I think with this global quarantine going on and the further potential for CPS to abuse the citizenry, that this is really important. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Shout out to the Dance Monkeys, intel at bearindependent.com. Thank you all for being here. Share this around to everybody who needs to see it. Shalom and blessings, y'all.